What's going on, guys? So I'm in the options menu of Watch Dogs Legion, and I had a special request from a YouTube commenter to run this game at 1080p and 720p to see how the CPU usage is at that resolution. So I'm going to be running this at 1920 by 1080p on my Acer Predator 4K 144Hz display. So all the graphic things are fully maxed out. I just turned off the DLSS, so forgive me for that little brief intermission there. So all the graphics settings are fully maxed out here. So I have DLSS off, which I just said because obviously at this resolution I don't really need it. And so we're going to run the benchmark, and then we will also play the game in real time just to test the frames per second and CPU usage and stuff like that. So first do 1080p, and then after that we'll do 720p. I'm not even sure if my monitor can do as low as 720p, but I'll see. And then we'll see how everything goes. I'll be quiet and you guys watch. My i9 13900K CPU is at 5.7 GHz all-core overclock with the E-core set to 4.5 GHz, and my Asus Strix RTX 4090 is at a 200 MHz core overclock offset, and the memory is 1185 overclock with voltage all the way at max, and I'm forcing constant voltage. And unfortunately, MSI Afterburner doesn't fully support the 13th gen CPUs yet, so I can't show the clock speed or wattage, but it is at 5.7 GHz all-core. Okay, so enjoy. And I am using NVIDIA Shadow Play, so keep that in mind, as that could bring down the frame per second slightly. And I'm also using NVIDIA RTX voice, which also uses a little bit of GPU power. But at 1080p and 720p, I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. Okay, so that's 1080p, and then next we will see how 720p runs. So, of course, that was with my Asus Strix RTX 4090 graphics card. So next we'll test 720p, and then I'll also test a few other resolutions, just because it's, you know, now that I'm already here, why not just, you know, test a few other different resolutions. Okay, so 720p. I've never even read my monitor at 720p, so try to remember what resolution is. Okay, so there we go. Never been to this resolution, so we'll see if it even works. I guess it does. MSI Afterburner is like super large, but that's alright. Because it's basically set for 4K resolution, so that's why it's so large. At least you could read it better. Okay, so same settings as before, didn't change anything as you saw, and we'll just enjoy. Looks like frames per second aren't really that much higher. It's obviously CPU bottlenecked. I'm sorry, GPU bottlenecked. And again, this was a special request, so normally I wouldn't be running at 720p on a RTX 4090, but you know, if anyone wants to see it, I'll put it out there, so just don't be afraid to ask. Honestly, it's probably better off running at 1080p, because okay, so that's that. Now let's, I'm gonna go back to 1080p, and then I'm gonna go play the game a little bit, and then maybe I'll just experiment with a few different resolutions, just so I don't, you know, completely, you know, make this video so simple. I mean, since I'm already here, so we'll go back to 1080p here, and then we'll experiment with a few different resolutions while playing the game. So bear with me as I load it up really quickly. And all the graphic settings are still where it was before, so fully maxed out all the extra details and stuff. DLSS is off still, so go ahead and play the game and continue. I'm gonna go back to the controller for playing since it's gonna be driving.
Give me the fucking whip!
Okay, so we're at 1080p, fully maxed settings. Asus Strix RTX 4090 with a 200 MHz core overclock offset. The memory is set to 1185. I'm using all the latest NVIDIA drivers, and NVIDIA just recently released a hotfix driver which fixes some issue in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And after this video, I'm going to test out Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, so stay tuned for that video if you want to see it. I guess there was some kind of corruption issue, which I didn't personally get in Modern Warfare 2, but they said there was some issue, so they released the hotfix. I think it was either last night or early this morning, and I just downloaded and installed it. So. Okay, so 1080p looks like we're pretty much slightly under 100 frames per second here, so, you know, running very fine. It's like over here it's a little bit lower. So I'm going to get to a little different area of the game, or maybe there'll be some more things to render. So let me just kind of, I don't even know this map. I barely even have time to play these games, to be quite honest with you, but see if I could go somewhere where there's some RTX reflections or something. But yeah, I have a really busy work schedule. Like right now it's about 4 in the morning, so I usually do my videos early in the morning before work, because I work about 11 to 12 hours a day, and I'm gone most of the day, and I also work from home some days. So it kind of varies. So some days I'm able to make a lot more videos, and some days less. So bear with me as I try to, put out content, but at the same time, dedicate my both work schedule and family time. So I try my best to, do what I can, so. Okay, so that's 1080p. Looks like it's really not going to be any different here. I mean, I pretty much drove around long enough, so. Okay, so now let's go to 720p, and then I'll experiment with a few other different resolutions. Just so I have it, complete, That's just such a low resolution, I'm just not even used to scrolling all the way that far. Because I don't think I've ever tested 720p, but even for like other GPUs. But that's okay. As long as it makes the person happy, I'll be more than happy to do it. And again, if you have any special requests for games to test out, or certain resolutions, or crazy settings, whether it be 8K, 4K, DLSS on, DLSS off, just let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to put that video out for you. So yeah, like I said, it looks like you're better off just running it at 1080p.
Or like you could use a breather, you can always call on your new teammates to step in. It's your call.
That's the advantage of working together instead of alone.
Okay, so that's 720p, so now let me experiment with some other settings here. So let's go to 1440p. Apply. Yes. And then I'll play the game for a little bit, and then I'll do 4K, and then I'll do 8K. I'm ready to change the car. I'm just kind of tired of this car. See if we get some different kind of scenes of the game. Experiment with some RTX effects. Like I said, I don't even know this map, honestly. So I barely even played this game. Mainly just played just to benchmark it, you know, I just played it just enough to get to the driving parts of the game, and that's pretty much it, you know. Still looks like 4K with DLSS off. We're about the same frames per second, to be quite honest with you, as 1080p. So that's that. So now let's go to 4K here. Apply. And again, this is the DLSS off with all the other settings fully maxed out. So definitely the frames per second have dropped significantly. Because of course DLSS is off, and I know this game is pretty not so well optimized. And there's some stutters here and there, it looks like. I don't know if it's because it's loading the map or it's just stuttering because the game's optimization is not so good. Okay, so now let's turn on DLSS to assist these frames per second issues. So I'm using the controller to scroll, so it's a little bit different for me. So we'll put it at quality mode. I don't think I applied it, did I? I guess I did. Yeah, I did, because the frames is not gonna hurt. So yeah, it helps a lot to put out DLSS, and I just keep it in the quality mode, so you know, we obviously have the GPU power to run it at just fine. Kinda curious to try this bike out. Okay, so now let's go to 8K resolution here. Play. This is with DLSS on, and I'll turn it off briefly also. See what kind of frames per second we get with 8K. Oh shit. Very laggy. So about 28 frames per second here. Looks really good though, but the frame timing is horrible. So let's see if we can improve this here. So let's go back to the video settings and let's turn the DLSS to a different setting so we get a little more performance. So let's put it at performance. Oh wow, that helped a lot. 45 frames per second. So yeah, almost playable. Oh, it is playable, but it's not exactly ideal. Okay, so now let's ultra performance. Okay, so that probably makes it more than playable then, since it's above 60 frames per second here. So I'm glad I tested it out. Actually, I don't remember testing 8K with these DLSS settings, so I'm actually glad I made this video because I can test out this as well. So definitely very playable, and it actually looks really good even in performance of it. Like, I really don't notice any issues. So yeah, very playable. So then, just for fun, hopefully this won't kill my stream, but I'm gonna just turn off the DLSS at 8K just to see what happens. It's probably gonna like be horrible, but let's just see what happens. Work. Yeah, That didn't like that. Okay, so then just very briefly, just so I have everything complete here in this video, let's put it at balance mode just to see what kind of pressure it's going to be. So not quite 100% playable, but somewhat decent frames per second. Okay, so that's all I want to do. So that's Watch Dogs Legion at a bunch of different resolutions: 720p, 1080p, 1440p, 4K, and 8K, with all different kinds of DLSS settings. So thank you for watching. I appreciate the support. The next video I'm going to record now before I go to work is Modern Warfare 2. I'm going to be testing a new NVIDIA driver, and then we'll do 8K and maybe a little bit of 4K. So see you guys for the next video. Stay positive in life, keep doing what you enjoy doing, and I'll see you guys for the next video. Peace out.